So Lorenzo Golo says, do moderate Muslims, he says, really condemn their co-religionaries who defile churches in France, slaughter Christians in Nigeria, take Christian children as sex slaves in Pakistan, and in general kill priests, women, children, innocent people who had no fault but their Christian faith?
They would publicly disagree with that. Okay. They would publicly say, condemn the violence. Absolutely. They unfortunately, if I can say this, a bit controversial, but you have to be on the inside to understand this. You have to understand the how do Muslims view the non-Muslims? They have the truth in their mind, the fullness of the truth, and non-believers are either infidels or just non-believers, and they need to receive Islam. They need to become Muslims. They need to, and so they've got a mission to do. Now, if they are not open to it, so you can befriend someone until they deny Islam, and then something does change. You become now an enemy. So what happens is you have to, unfortunately, protect. The way to protect the world from this evil that is anti-Islamic, any non-Muslim who's publicly denying Islam, they have to be silenced in some way because they're spreading evil according to a Muslim, and that's how they're seeing it. And that's why the Sharia law and all that. It's whatever you need to do to advance Islam. And sometimes in history we've seen it. It's involved violence. It's involved threats. It's involved force. And we can't move away from that. It's a historic fact. This has happened. And I've experienced firsthand, and I've seen, and I know the conversations that happen behind the scenes, and I know what they say about the West. I know what they say about America. I know what they say about the Jews. I know what they say about Christians. And even the Quran itself says things about Christians and Jews. The first half is quite interesting, befriend the people of the book. The second half, it doesn't say that at all. You basically, you condemn them, and they're not equal. They're not equal to you. And even I remember, because I was good friends with them, I respected them, and I believed in God. They saw that. They said comments like this: I'm going to give you a glass of water, and I said, thank you. We Muslims have to be hospitable to those who at least believe in God. So you don't do that for an atheist? And this is where the Christian way is for everyone. So Mother Teresa wouldn't have said, if you're not a Catholic, I'm not going to help you. She would help everyone. And that's the Christian calling. In Islam, it's not necessarily that way. It's you help your Muslim first, and then believers in God second, and then everyone else is last. It's an interesting thing.
Since this book's released, and since you've been talking about this more and more, do you have Muslims challenging your representation of Islam?
Yes.
And what's that like?
It's very brief because they don't want to continue. I'm very happy to sit down one-on-one with anyone about this because I'm being real. I'm not here to judge you as a person. You're born in Islam. I'm not saying that's bad. You're born in it. But what I am inviting you to is to ask these bigger questions and journey towards the fullness of truth. And yes, I'm going to say it. Islam doesn't have the fullness of truth. It's got elements of it, but Jesus is either Lord or not. He can't be a prophet and God. It's one or the other. We got to decide. And then, going through all this, we have to be respectful of it. So I'm brief discussions, but no one's really come out and. Thank God I haven't had any threats or anything like that. So it's not like that. A lot of people assume it's...
No.
We have to be respectful of each other. Yeah. And when we do that, we can go a long way. Who's
doing the best work in kind of Muslim apologetics in the Christian or Catholic churches today?
It's hard because everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses. And so you had him on the show. I love what's his name there?
David Wood.
David Wood knows his stuff.
Yeah.
But he knows what buttons to press, right?
Yeah.
So, and he deliberately presses those buttons.
Yes, he does.
And so then, and I get it. And so internally, we could laugh about things. And the only thing you want to be careful of is how is that received by a Muslim, and will they go on? Now, I know why he's doing it, and I get it, and because I understand the way of thinking, and sometimes it's not being charitable the other way. I know Muslims, what they think of us, but and you got to, it's like dishing it back.
Well, when you say you understand why he's doing it, why is it that he's doing it in that way?
I guess he's doing it because it will provoke an emotional response, and it will get them. They're not reasoning. What happens is they become emotional about it, and they become defensive about it, and they take it personally, and then they start attacking him, and all of a sudden it's not a debate anymore. It's not a debate of ideas. It's personal attack. So the amount of times, I mean, God bless him, he's a courageous man. And I'd love to meet him, and learn. I learn a lot about what he's done with his work. He does great work.
I'll put you in touch with him if you want.
Yeah, thank you, please. And I'd love to meet more. I mean, Sam Shamoon's another one. He's not a Catholic, but he's doing great, and he invites them to Jesus. And then Robert Spencer, which he's written a lot on Islam, and
he just became Orthodox recently.
I just heard. Yeah. So yeah, we'll pray for that. Can we do that? Yeah. Sure. Who else are? Yeah, there's also there's another American lady over here. Oh man, I forgot her name. Sorry. She speaks ruthless about what happens in Islamic countries. But again, it's good stuff. But you take what you need is information, and remember, as long as you don't take it personally, we're good. Let's learn. Let's go for the ideas one by one. And so they're three on top of my head. Father Mitch Pacwa, I really love his style. He does a good job of it as well. Father Mitch. So can I point out Father Mitch Pacwa? I mean, that he's definitely up there.
Any good debates? It was like the best Muslim Christian debate online that you've come across.
Funny. As much as I wouldn't. I mean, Robert Spencer's had a few, and again, Robert, he presses those buttons too.
Did you see that debate between him and Kraft?
No.
So Robert Spencer and Peter Kraft debated whether Muslims are more of a threat than modernists or modern secular people.
Wow.
And Robert Spencer just destroyed Kraft. And I did not expect that to happen at all. Wow. Kraft was saying that no, Muslims are our allies. We have more in common with them than we do. And,
when was this?
When you hear that, you're like, oh, maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. This was a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago or so.
Oh, wow.
And I love Kraft. I think it's brilliant. And I think Kraft came to it more of like, I'm just having a conversation and I'm open, Whereas I think Spencer came in for blood, not in a bad way, but just like he was ready to go, ready to battle.
Yeah, he's highlighting the viewpoint, the worldview from an Islamic perspective, I think. And that's an interesting insight. So he is correct in his assessment.
Yeah.
It's just the question is that's not the way I would go about it, but it's very effective at what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below letting us know what you thought about the video.